Let's get all sorted. I'm James.
And I'm Jeff. Today we head on down to platform 9 3/4 and catch the Hogwarts Express.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey, James.
Hello, listeners. Just a reminder, if you're looking for show notes or anything, head over to breakingdads.com.
Breakingdads.com?
Breakingdads.com. There might be links or things we talk about, or there might not be. Or you can always just listen to the episode there, as there's a nice web-embedded player. Or you can head over to our new podcast host, Podbean, and you can continue listening to iTunes, whatever you listen to, or rock. You just put your ear close.
However you choose to listen, we really appreciate it. And you can continue to listen to us through your preferred method. We also are very thankful for all of our supporters that have chosen to financially support us over on the Podbean site as well. That is a fantastic help. You guys are the real wizards here.
Just don't do dark magic. Well, your call, actually. If you want to do dark magic, that's your call.
Yeah, that's everyone's choice. That's your wand, your choice.
That's a dark magic? Your wand, your. It's like a store. Like if there was whatever. What's the store? Oh, I forget now. What's the store in Harry Potter where you go buy wands? There's a dude, Ollivander.
Ollivander, yeah.
Yeah, when you go into Ollivander's shop, maybe that's what it says. Your wand, your choice.
Well, technically, in Ollivander's, it's your wand chooses you.
Right.
You're your wand's choice.
That's true.
Yeah.
You don't have choice. There's no free will.
Well, free will is an illusion. We've established it now.
I gotta go.
It's
Why am I even here, Jeff?
That's a good question.
Well, we're here to talk about Harry Potter.
Lego Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And maybe
Harry Potter.
Maybe.
But we will not be talking about Harry Potts. And I feel like that's important.
No, or Harry Potters.
Which
involved in the potting community that just happen to be very hirsute.
Hey, look, there's Lego Harry Potter sets. Did you know that?
I heard about those. I heard there's some new ones.
There will be some new ones.
And that's what got us thinking more about this whole theme.
That and my just general sadness that I completely missed. My dark ages pretty well happened through the whole run of Harry Potter.
I don't know that was the worst thing ever.
True and sadness.
Yeah, no, it's true. There's always sadness that you couldn't be there to watch the Lego try to rebuild itself.
So we were talking about this before we started recording.
Yeah.
You can definitely see the financial health that Lego was in through the run of Lego Harry Potter.
It's really interesting because it cuts right across it.
It starts basically right in the midst of Lego's dark ages themselves.
And as they've started exploring the whole idea of doing licensed IPs as a way of trying to, I don't know if that was hey, we need to make some money because we're bleeding out here, or what the thought was, but it is the first, seems like the first really big one. What did they have, Winnie the Pooh or something else?
And Star Wars. Star Wars was the big.
Nobody watches Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a little known space opera, James. I don't know if you're aware of it.
It's a sub-theme of something.
They've made like 9 movies now.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it, yeah. I think the last Star Wars you saw was 1982.
Just about, man.
Yeah.
It was the horrific thing made with Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, you saw the first prequel and you said
I saw that in the theater and I went, oh my gosh, I my eyes.
So you tapped out on that.
I tapped out on that.
I'm done.
And my kids aren't into it, and I've never gotten back in.
This is why you're a terrible parent, James. We've talked about this.
I need to force feed them.
Yeah, if you aren't giving them giant conglomerates, that's a word, right?
Rocks?
If you aren't helping them consume from massive mega corporations, what are you doing as a parent?
I'm failing.
Clearly.
But they are into Harry Potter. They like Harry Potter as a theme.
Yes, and I imagine they came in through the books.
Yes, we've done the whole book out loud. That was one of the best experiences as a parent.
Even if you don't have children, you should read Harry Potter out loud. It is delightful and emotional. Am I really about to talk about Harry Potter? Like, I think if you're listening to this and you haven't read Harry Potter, stop.
Yeah, and then take a year and go read them all.
It'll take a year.
Go savor it.
It'll be worth it.
And and anybody that has is like, yep, absolutely. Because it's one of the best. It's just fantastically well written.
It's fantastically well written.
I think, just as any, not as kid lit, not as anything, just as a book, it's just fantastic.
Yes, as an example of the English language.
Exactly.
Not like basically the opposite of us.
That totally articulate.
But speaking of mega corporations, so we have Harry Potter. So that brings Lego, a giant toy company, and Warner Brothers, a giant media conglomerate, and J.K. Rowling's herself, now a corporation of amazing size and financial success. And it brings it all together, and that's what every little child needs.
It's true.
But let's start at the beginning, shall we? 2001, the first of the Lego. I don't even know if I want to call these sets.
Yeah.
Collection of bricks that kind of evokes an idea.
Well, they were tiny. That was the interesting part. So they didn't come out of the gates with any big things. These are little, like, cheap sets. They're cost effective.
2001 is definitely still an era where Lego had not embraced the adult community. They were a toy company making toys for children to spend their allowance on. And so that's how you get something like 4701, the Sorting Hat.
As a testament to how uninteresting the early days are, my son was gifted a bunch of Lego many, many years ago. And one of the things that included was an unopened box of this that is still unopened. He has it on a shelf in his room. He's just like, he just looked and went, yeah, I think I'm going to leave that closed.
How have I not stolen all of your son's Lego at this point?
He has good Lego.
He has good Lego.
I know.
Every time we do an episode, you're like, oh, yeah, he has that. And I'm like, I don't have that.
I know. I don't have good Lego. My son has good Lego. Yeah, but it's one of those. We looked and went, wow, it's got a Harry Potter figurine. I think he had another one that he was gifted so he was like, well, I already got a thing I can play with, so I'm just gonna not, because what is this? I mean, like, I know what it is, but what is this?
Well, this is Lego going, should we invest in a new mold for this Sorting Hat thing?
Yeah.
And they said, no, let's just take our witch's hat and we'll put it on a spinner thing.
It'll seem like a game.
It will kind of seem
I think, and this is the interesting, at this point, they must have been really conscious of how much things were costing them mold-wise as they were going, bleeding, and not finding enough Band-Aids and going, okay, I guess we're not going to invest heavily on a lot of new stuff right at this point.
Yeah, they were slashing their part inventory at this point, not investing in more.
So yeah, not the finest example of a Sorting Hat.
I mean, it has a hat and a randomizer and a Harry Potter in yellow.
And at $7, can people complain?
No, I guess. I mean, it's got an owl. It's got Harry Potter.
You bought Harry Potter is what you bought.
Let's face it. If I was a child and I had $10 allowance in 2001, I would have definitely bought this.
You bought it for the minifigure, really. I mean, you just thought, hey, it's Harry Potter, and he's got something arcane and a wand, and it's clearly him. He has a scar. We know it's good.
I mean, there's
and
a couple torches, so there's fire.
And there's a thing that does resemble an owl.
What does
resemble an owl? I don't know what that's. The owl is not good. It's
not good.
No.
But what do you want out of 48 pieces?
Well, and that's the thing. At that price point and that many pieces, I can't complain. But that was interesting. So they just the way they consciously came in, with the box that has the brick frontage, and it really tries to pull you into the theme with these somewhat lackluster initial sets. They're trying to say, okay, we got the Harry Potter over here, and then I don't know.
Yeah, get in, show the Harry, get out. So we'll just run through some more of the best of the worst of 2001, because I don't think we want to dwell on it forever. So along the worst, I mean, the final challenge, which is 4702, it's got Harry looking at the mirror.
Yeah.
Of could you say what's the backwards name of it? Ezrid. It's desire backwards.
My brain melted.
Erised.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Said.
I'm sorry, I would talk more, but I'm just enjoying the look on James's face as he attempts to go back.
It's like I've just eaten toffee.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to No, it's not coming, Jeff.
Desire.
I feel like
Erised.
Sure.
Erised.
So anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, it's got Professor Quirrell. Quirrell.
I was calling Quirrell.
Quirrell. That's the fun thing of reading books.
Quirrell.
It was when the movies came out, and I'm like, oh, I did not get that name right.
It's Hermione?
Hermione,
really?
Yeah. and what did I used to call Hagrid? Haggard. Hagrid.
You saw Haggard and then ran with it?
Yeah.
Haggard and Hermione.
I was happy I wasn't calling him Hagar.
Hagar.
Like Sammy Hagar? Oh my goodness. Wow. I got lost in my own reference and died.
So if you're looking for capes, these are the little sets where that's good. Capes
and schoolboy outfits. You're looking for that.
If you're creating a AC/DC, yeah.
Yeah, but back to this set. So we've got Quirrell, we've got the mirror, we've got Harry, and I think they said, that's enough. And somebody else said, no, you got to give them more. And they said, I guess I'll do a structure and a spider, I guess.
Yeah, that's spiderweb. Look out for that. Watch out for that with the spider.
You get a one-piece molded roof or roof?
It's and a different color owl, maybe?
Or is that a raven?
I don't even know.
I don't even know.
It's I don't have this set, and it's obscured on the...
Yeah.
I can't even tell what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say that was a home run.
No.
But they did some things right.
Well, you get a character. So now you get Quirrell. So he's added to your... Now you've got Harry and another Harry and Quirrell. Go.
Yeah, okay. Well, you gotta run from there. I mean, they did Hagrid's hut. It's nice. It opens up, right? It's pretty cool. I think this is one they did right. It looks like a hut. It's amazing how they did the whole hut. It's 299 pieces, and I think the hut is made up of about 30 of them.
Yeah. It is cool the way it opens up, and you have a little play that goes on in the interior, because the other ones seem kind of lackluster on the play. Mm-hmm. You get Dumbledore, you get Hagrid.
You get a baby dragon. You get a baby Norbert.
They're slowly covering the people. We're going to get some, before there was a Snape, some Ron Weasley. You now can actually play in Hagrid's hut with some of the other characters and play out some of the scenes from the book. Oh, they're hiding. Oh, stuff's happening. I guess, if that's what you want to do.
Right.
I don't know.
There's a baby dragon. Boom.
Boom.
The Hogwarts Express. This is one where I regret not... I don't know if... Here's the problem. All of the early sets, they're going to redo, and they're going to do them better. And that becomes sort of a Harry Potter theme that I feel has continued to this day.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. If you regret not getting... I mean, I guess with that, you get the little 9 3/4 sign.
Yep.
You get some printed bits. A Hogwarts Express thing. I don't know if that's a sticker or if that's actually a printed part.
A nice red lamppost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
and
cute.
The train itself it's trainy. It looks like a train.
I don't know if you just shove the people in the window and then like how does... I'm not sure how that works.
I feel like it's really dangerous. They're just hanging out the window.
Health and safety was not a thing.
I think also when you're a Lego minifig and the cure for decapitation is putting the head back on, that really lowers the mortality factor.
That's true.
Right. And then we also get our first Hogwarts castle.
Yeah, which is not just a bunch of stilts with roofs.
Let me correct myself. Then we get our first, I guess it's part of a castle, maybe?
Yeah, it's like a deconstructed castle. Like you're like, oh, there's a pillar and there's another pillar, and it's mostly pillars and arches and some buttressing, kind of.
Some buttressing.
Kind of. Some false buttress. What do you call it? Flying buttresses?
The buttress to nowhere.
The buttress to nowhere. Yeah, it's all kind of... It's a big hot mess, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's less than 700 pieces, and it shows. There is a lot of big parts being put in.
Yeah. Yeah, the attempt at doing the roof on this thing. Like, what is it? What is that roof even with the pins and that... I don't even... Is it cardboard?
Plastic sheeting?
I don't even know what this is. I don't recognize this.
I feel like somebody should send us this set and we can play with it. Yeah. We'll totally send it back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is still 2001. There was a big run. Like they put out
all the sets.
Yeah, they really went. And I guess, I don't know if it was that. I mean, at this point, there was no question about the popularity of Harry Potter. So
for sure,
I think it was more maybe a question of how much Lego was like, well, I guess if we're going to go out of business, we're going to go out on a Harry Potter bang. Like right. It was just like, let's just do this right. Or they really knew that this was going to be the thing that would help turn this ship around. I mean, even a set like Hogwarts Classrooms, $10, And look at all the lovely little things in this one. You got like a chalkboard, a picture of his family that he can look at and be sad about. That is just the most depressing thing ever. Some spiders, but some cool colored parts.
I feel like they're doing the mirror again there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know what they're doing here.
All right, this is after. This is later when he goes back to just stare at the mirror all the time.
I like the potion books.
Or before. It's before the final front confrontation.
The final countdown.
Yeah. Yeah, the chalkboard is nice. The cauldron's nice.
These look kind of out of place, though. Like the coloration on the Hogwarts classrooms and Gryffindor house and the Diagon Alley shops. These 3 sets, they give us, one character in each one. We get Hermione, Ron, and Harry in each one. But they have the feeling that like Fabuland is just around the corner.
Right.
Like they're really weird.
They look almost like Friends play sets or Breville. What was the name of that? We talked about Lego way too much.
I know. It's true. It's all a big slurry in my head.
I'm like, Breville. I'm like, no, that's who made my coffee maker.
No. See, that's the problem is you didn't engage the Breville before this episode.
Right.
I know.
But they look like there's no structure to them. They look like accessory packs
and
for the other builds. But there's a lot of play in it as well.
They were tiny little $10 builds. And I think you were able to get all 3 of the main protagonists and a little individual play scene for each one. So these were almost like little, I don't know. Yeah, these were like small gift sets. Kind of cool. Like in many ways. But again, it's with all the hand-drawn backgrounds and stuff, it's hard to tell what's actually Lego and what's like what is going on here.
All I know is that I would love that 4-poster bed that Ron's in the Gryffindor house. And you get the fat lady portrait. You know what? I'm going to give this one a thumbs up, even though the color in it, I don't... Come on. If you're a ginger, you're not going to sleep in an orange bed. Let's be real.
I like the portrait they tried to do with the fat lady portrait, or the way they did that portrait. Is that supposed to like a half human, half sea slug, half Lego? It is the weirdest.
Lego doesn't do fat well, is the problem.
There's a kind of Jabba the Huttish head that she's got, and it's weird. I'm like, why don't you just do a Lego person? That would have been so much more fitting.
Right, and they could have just drawn her with the belly like they do now. I agree. They tried to.
I don't know what that is.
They tried to.
I like that they went there. They were like, let's cover it all.
Yeah, the small sets, there's things to love about them. There's things to hate about them.
Yeah, in some ways I like them more than their early larger sets.
Yeah, I could see that.
But that basically closes up 2001. They end on those few smaller sets, and then we're off to...
That's 2002, where they do more of the same.
Yeah. Well, we got to have Draco now.
That's right.
So they're still going on the Philosopher's Stone at that point. So they're continuing on.
Yes.
But they're like, okay, now we're going to introduce...
When did the first movie come out? 2005?
First movie, Philosopher's Stone, was 2001.
Okay, so they're going off the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, no, these are totally... Because then, it was 2001, and I think the next one was 2002. So they kind of are following right along. They're almost needing to catch up. So they give us more of the first with the flying lesson, the troll on the loose, and Gringotts Bank. So they're bringing in all the secondary narratives now, which is kind of cool.
They needed a small set with Draco because otherwise he was only available in the giant castle before.
Exactly.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. Everyone else got their... Well, I mean, it's kind of a good follow-up because you get all the other 3 main characters, and now you get Draco. So you've got you got antagonists to play with.
They're still in their period where instead of building a structure, they build the appearance of a structure.
Yeah.
Right. Like Gringotts Bank, they're trying to pack so much into it, and they fail on so many levels.
Yeah.
Gringotts itself, it has a Gringotts sign.
I guess.
It's got a goblin.
I mean, they get the rail cart, but it's like I've got to provide the subterranean structure.
Well, and the rail cart, it can go for... what about 3 inches?
Yeah, millimeters.
It's not a lot of like, oh, we're on this out of control. Oh, we're done. Okay.
It's weird. They've got the vault, the ride. Like, there's just so much. They're trying to pack all the story in, and they were like,
trying to pack all the story into 250 parts.
Yeah. I almost feel like you need, like our previous episode, the Minecraft. You almost need like one of the large Minecraft sets to really tell the story of Gringotts.
Right.
Because it's a pretty dramatic part of the book.
For sure.
Like it's really goes and it's a good chunk. But you want to go down into the subterranean, it's exciting, but this doesn't capture the essence of that.
No, I think it fails to capture the essence. All right. And then, so Quidditch practice, they have to call it practice because they give you one tower, which is decorated in both Slytherin and
I like that. That was a clever 50-50.
Gryffindor.
Let's show you the two teams up for, and those they weren't. I
you
guess
couldn't give us a second tower.
they build. Well, they have to rebuild the tower every time there's a game because there's more than two teams.
I don't think they rebuild the tower. They magic it.
They magic it. Oh, that's true. There you
There's
go.
not a lot of manual labor.
It's Hufflepuff, and
Yeah.
then it's poof.
I'm just thinking of this just now. It's a world of magic. They have tons of spells for cleaning things.
Yeah, but they
And
can
yet-
only build one tower.
And yet they employ a janitor who has no magic. That's just mean.
It is kind of mean. It's like they're punishing him.
Like, for being different. What kind of world is this?
It's just because he's hateful.
He is hateful, but he's hateful. But you would be hateful too if you were in that
I
situation.
think so.
You're
Resenting all
cleaning
these
up.
these kids that are like spoiled brats at private school that
Right.
all have like magic abilities.
Every one of those brats could clean up the entire building in about 4 seconds.
And they won't.
And that's your entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be upset about that too. I would also want them to all die.
And you'd also be kind of fearful because they could all just kill you in a heartbeat. So
well,
you don't
there's
wanna...
rules against that.
That's true.
Yeah,
but
it's not
seems-
till they're grown-ups they break those rules.
Well, that's right. But so at this point, they start switching over to the Chamber of Secrets with the Quidditch practice. So now
Yes.
they're like, okay, let's get into the other narratives going on.
And I think Aragog in the Dark Forest,
Wow.
4727,
Wow.
and it is,
It's a stunner.
I mean, the words
Yeah.
phoned in get thrown around a lot.
The highlight of the piece is definitely the large spider.
You gonna call that a spider?
I don't
It's
know.
got
I
spidery
think
legs.
They were like, if this is the last mold we can afford, here it is, and we're done. I don't know. I don't know what is. I don't know. I just don't know. No, this is another, reasonably small, although they spent a bit more on the side piece of, who's that, Ron getting attacked? Yeah, it's Ron getting trapped by what only looks like some kind of string mechanism that you have to pull in order to raise the web.
Oh, there's no string. You have to raise each web separately.
Okay, well, there's a string that goes underneath here. I don't know what that is. What's going on
Or
there?
maybe it's an elastic.
Maybe.
I could believe that.
It doesn't look great, though.
Maybe, I don't know.
But Ron gets trapped.
But here's the thing: Ron would not walk over a giant web with spiders on it to get into that trap in the first
Was
place.
like, what's in the central place?
Ron's basically Scooby Doo,
I think so.
right? Like, he's never happy about any of the things, but he does it all. They follow that up with Escape from Privet Drive. I think it's misnamed. It's Escape from a very small portion of Privet Drive.
Yeah. Well, they, the Dursleys couldn't afford a whole house after.
This looks like those Mickey Mouse sets of old,
Yes.
where they would just plop the one building on top of the other building and call it a set.
I think so.
Yeah, like, hey, Harry's bed. Oh, wait, I like how they're busting the window out when there's no walls. The only complete wall is on the window side. They could have just gone to the giant hole
And just
on
hop
any
out.
of the 3 other sides and said, get in the car.
It's very drafty. I don't know how Harry survived childhood, to be honest. And it 278 pieces, but we're now inching up. But it's $30, so the sets are getting a little
The
bit.
car's nice. That's a good build on the car.
That I do like.
The Ford Angle. What? I don't know British cars.
I don't know what they did. What was their Ford?
Angeline?
Were they even?
We are not car guys. We should do a car episode.
We should totally do. Yeah, we'll have to do that. But you know what? At least the car is right-hand drive. They got that part right.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, given how easy it is to just move the steering wheel over.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of Lego cars are center drive as it is. So it's nice that
That's
this one
true.
is. They did make the special effort to make it right-hand drive. That's a good point.
So next up, they tried to give us, I think, they get a couple sets that start getting a bit larger here. They've got Dumbledore's office.
And this one does seem to have all of the walls. It closes in.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
They capture the staircase. There's not a lot going on in it. I mean, I always felt like when you read the story that his office seems spacious. He seems like he's got stuff going on in there. I mean, he's got like the Phoenix in there. He's got stuff. He's a man whose time had years to accumulate things. He looks like he's barely made it out of college. Like he's just
got one book. Let's be real.
he's
This
just
is one
like,
book.
Yeah.
And all those portraits?
No, not.
No,
not-
it's hard to do spacious in 500 pieces.
Yeah. But I guess you can tell some adventure here. And you've got Professor McGonagall.
What adventure are you telling there? The part where he goes up the stairs?
I think that's it.
Okay.
And goes, Professor. That's it. And then you move on. But the next big one we get is the Chamber of Secrets, which I don't know about. I don't know. No, I know. And it's no. I think.
I mean, we get Gilderoy Lockhart, and again,
That's good.
see, and this is where Lego always gets us.
Yeah, I know. It is true.
You know, you look at the set and you go, like, I guess that's okay, but I do need that one minifig.
And the snake.
Because if you were, like, let's say you wanted to do a beautiful playset in the future
Yeah.
where you were pretending to direct a Thor movie, you need Gilderoy Lockhart to make that happen.
And the look on his face as he's laying there, lounging against the bricks, he knows it. He's got that smug little look on his face. He's like, yeah, you're going to buy this set just for me. Ha-ha! You need me. Yeah, we do, Gilderoy.
We do. The snake basilisk, is that what it was? The basilisk?
Basilisk?
Basilisk,
Is that
thank
the
you.
one?
Yes, it looks like a big snake. I don't know that it looks like Lego per se.
I don't know. No, it does not. It's a snake with some giant rat teeth.
There you go.
I don't even know what to say about this one because it's just they've got, I feel like they went, what's this set missing? Oh, hey, put an owl on top. Put an owl on it. That's the whole thing, man. Put an owl on it.
Whoever was the designer, the lead designer on the Lego Harry Potter stuff, really liked owls. He was all YOLO all the time. You obviously love owls.
Yeah. It's true. That's good because it's the feeling you should have. I guess there would be owls everywhere.
I mean, I guess if you got a house elf, you don't have to do an owl because Dobby's release. It is nice to get a printed sock tile.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing.
That is.
However, and I don't know how to point this out. Minifigs don't wear socks. He should have just been holding a pair of minifigure legs.
But it wouldn't have been totally on story. They couldn't have done that because he was so happy. Dobby was.
He was so happy, and yet this Dobby looks.
He looks. It's like they forgot to color. They ran out of colored plastics.
Well, they did not have that technology very well then.
No.
To print on weird non-even surfaces.
Yeah, but I feel like having he's one tone, the whole minifigure, head, body, it all looks kind of the same. I don't know, I just always felt like he must be kind of greenish or something.
Yeah, I would say that would be my feeling.
So he seems kind of like anemic right there.
But he's not as anemic as Snape in our next set, the Dueling Club.
Yeah.
Everybody's yellow.
Yeah.
They've ignored all of the colors, all of the characters that are people of color, except for Snape, who is, I guess, goth. They're going for here.
Well, he kind of was goth in the movies.
No, for sure.
He was
for sure.
They definitely gave him. Was it Alan Rickman? They gave him.
Yeah.
They gave him the pasty look,
for sure.
but not like a corpse. He wasn't a corpse at that point, which is kind of what this one looks like.
I feel like it's an odd choice if you're going to have yellow minifigs to go Snape. That's the one.
I do like the other Gilderoy Lockhart.
The dopey looked one?
The one in pink or purple or whatever. Fuchsia, whatever that is. The green's cool, but this is more like I'm building a Robin Hood set.
Yeah. It's appropriate, though. It works.
It is. It does work, no.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick...
The play feature looks nice on the platform that they're dueling on, where you can lift up like they got hit.
And I like those big banners. Those are nice.
Yeah. So there's some good stuff happening in 2002. Not a lot.
I like that they had to balance that against the Slytherin set where, okay, so we've got the brooding bad boys of Slytherin, and they're doing their thing.
Well, what I love about this is they're drinking Polyjuice Potion, and they're officially listed as a Harry Potter and Ron Weasley minifig.
Oh.
Even though it's Goyle and Crabbe.
You're right, yeah.
Crabbe and Goyle.
Yeah, that's funny.
I find that
that's good.
Thanks Harry Potter fans. Thanks Lego fans.
And if you're evil, don't just put an owl on it. Put some snakes on it.
And well, that's clearly. And then a jet black owl. It needs to happen. Also, you're in the Slytherin dormitory because of the green with the gray.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's 2002. And we kind of move on to the Chamber of Secrets at that point, which goes back to being, I guess, a little bit more light. We get away from all the evil.
Well, I mean, Chamber of Secrets, they were already there, were they not? That would have been the last movie. So these would have been the first wave before the next movie comes out.
Yeah, they were. Okay.
Quality Quidditch supplies.
Quality Quidditch supplies.
Seems, important that Draco gets a better broom than Harry.
Yeah.
So we got that going for us.
Outside of that, it's a broom shop. You can buy capes.
And bludgers.
Yeah.
And flags.
And you get a package.
And a package. That's important.
But that's a tiny little set. The Nocturne Alley, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know.
I just don't know.
It's like a part of another set.
Again, that sort of defines this era. However, they do seem to be closing off more, right? It's not
Two
completely
pillars
closed.
and a half roof.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's they're getting there.
Yeah.
It's starting to evoke more of a thing. I mean, Lego has always been good on the details. I enjoy that there's the cursed hand in the window of the shop at Diagon Alley, where you can make the wish,
right.
the monkey
Yeah, yeah.
paw, right?
Yeah.
Or is that the thing? Is this the thing that makes the candle only work for you? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But I remember them discussing it. There's also a brain in a jar, and that's just cool.
That is just cool. There's a skull and a couple owls.
And the skull has a nose, as we've talked about before.
And I think, what they were really anticipating was the loss of 174 million pounds that Lego was about to post.
Right.
And then we usher into the 2004 sets. But yeah, no, it's not a good time. It's not a good time.
2004 was not a good year for sets. I mean, the big thing for me is the change in the boxes. Where they're like, let's do a picture of Harry Potter as a publicity still
Yeah.
from the movies. There's Daniel Radcliffe in the corner on a solid color.
Yeah, and they had a good run with that as their marketing material.
For sure. It's like, hey, remember that movie you love? Buy these.
Buy these, please.
Overall, we're back into some, I'm going to say, uninspired for the most part.
Well, Draco's encounter with Buckbeak. What do you mean that's not inspired? There's an owl. There's a Buckbeak?
Hey, would you call that a tree?
Oh my gosh.
That the owl's on? Or
It's-
like a tree stump that has branches?
I like they showed the book being dropped as though that's the most interesting thing in the set. They're like, okay, this is an $8 set, so I guess you can't hope for much.
get
They're
it.
like, you're going to buy this for the book.
Yeah, for the Care of Magical Creatures book and maybe the Hippogriff.
Yeah,
Right.
Maybe. That thing doesn't look great.
I mean, it's got a... I mean,
I don't know. Really? No.
that's all I can do.
It's like a statue that I would have on something, is what it kind of looks like. It looks like a gargoyle-y kind of thing. Like,
For sure.
if you had a couple of those, boom.
Boom. Yeah, it kind of continues.
Yeah, you get some more Snape. You get some, I don't know. You get Lupin. So you get some of the dark stuff happening in Azkaban. The Snape's kind of cool. They've got the nice printed... They printed his outfit on his... I guess it's hiding under the cloak on the Marauders map set.
This is him going through the secret passageway by the one statue.
Right.
Yes. I thought it was a hunchback, the statue, though. And we get Neville's fear of Snape in the Professor Lupin's classroom, so that's nice. That's not Snape, that's a Bogart Snape.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to use the Snape head, but give you the... Well, what is that on his shirt?
That is a kitten.
It looks like
Is that how he gets rid of Snape? Because remember, you get rid of a Bogart by like turning it into something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all coming back now, isn't it?
There is detail. That's what is interesting, is that they knew that there was a lot of fan service they had to do with these sets, where they were like, okay, they need to be detail oriented.
Yeah, and you can see the designer. They care.
Yeah.
They care.
Yeah.
And they're about to turn things around. They haven't yet. I mean, Sirius Black's escape. I mean, again, I get that you're trying to do it in only so many parts.
Yeah.
But there's just something about the sort of 1/3 of a tower that you get, 188 parts. Again, it's a $20 set. What do you want?
You know what?
I want perfection.
I feel like out of this era, you might have gotten a lot of young designers who've grown up since this time period, who are now, middle-aged, and who went, well, it was thanks to the Harry Potter sets and the world of limits that they showed me that I learned how to build more exciting things on my own.
Yeah.
Because you want to build off of these things, as opposed to building this as its own entity. Like, this isn't some beautiful elf's house or something. This is just like a skeleton of possibilities where you want to continue building off of it. That's the feeling I get with them a lot more. It's like, here's some cool characters. You know the lore. You know the story. Now go. And I wonder how many people think of these fondly in terms of not as them as original sets, but of the fun they had building on top of it all and building their own stories.
It's like the starting point.
Yeah, just as a starting point. Like, I could see it as that, and that's what they feel like to me. They it's not that they're just like a kind of half-hearted attempt at a Harry Potter set. It's just, it's like, it's the vaguest of starting points. But there's enough of the details that the fans would love and that would help kids get immersed in the narrative that they know by heart. That's kind of cool, that they could really play out the whole narrative to its, tiniest detail in their bedrooms. That's cool.
I like that thought. And then I look at Hagrid's hut.
Well, yeah.
Sort of the antithesis of what you were saying.
Oh, and Hagrid's shrugging in this. The image of I don't like this Hagrid. Some people I think love this Hagrid. This Hagrid looks like he's kind of his shoulders are bunched. He's shrugging, going, I don't know why they did this to me. I don't know. Oh, poor Hagrid.
There's a lot of big pieces in that.
The Hermione's cool. You get Hermione, you get at least you get a Hagrid, and then there's the thing. That's his hut. Okay. Yeah. It looks like one of the Star Wars sets is about to take off from the top of Hagrid's hut.
I can see that. Hey, remember how the night bus was really narrow and really not that big? Because set 4755 says that's what it looked like.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to bring that whole trunk on here, kid? I don't think that's going to fit.
I also like this big Grim that was stalking Harry Potter was a tiny little puppy dog. Oh.
He's like, well, I've got an owl to protect me. That's the same size.
To be fair, the owl does a good job protecting him. Don't mock.
That's true.
Don't mock Hedwig.
And then there's the next one, I think we both thought at least was more interesting. So this is still Azkaban. You got the Shrieking Shack.
I like the sweet shop in the background.
Yeah.
It's a nice facade. If you're going to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy that the Shrieking Shack rotates.
Yeah.
That's and I like that it's boarded up. And then the werewolf.
Lupin. What you doing there, Lupin?
I mean, how did they transform that minifig into a werewolf? It's amazing the work they did on that by putting a wolf head on him.
Oh my gosh.
I think when you saw it, you said it looks like they had some leftovers from Fabuland.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I like the use of the boards over the windows, and that looks kind of cool. Oh, we got a skull over there. You got a few little details, but yeah, that Lupin, he should be kind of hiding around the corner, not playing out the centerpiece of this narrative.
You get a Scabbers.
I went with Scabbers.
I went with Scabbers. Huh.
Scabber sounds gross.
Scabbers sounds gross. Scabies aren't fun. I've heard.
And then you get a Hogwarts castle.
And it's the best one they've done yet. I mean, up to 2004.
I like the what do you call those guys?
Dementors.
The Dementors. Yeah, I like those are kind of cool.
I like that they're looking to kiss you. I think that's pretty nice.
Yeah, Dumbledore's walking around in his pajamas or his formal robes. Hard to tell.
It really is for sure.
But you get the gang's all here. The clock is cool. I think that was a nice detail you liked, hey?
The clock, it looks nice. I got to give it that. I am a little confused as to why Draco, is he wearing his Quidditch robes there? Is that what that is?
He couldn't change.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure the school uniform's the same no matter what house you're in.
Yeah, I don't know I don't remember the whole point at which the Dementors come. And you got Professor Trelawney up there. I don't know, is this probably the first appearance of Trelawney?
I would say yes, unless we missed her earlier, but I'm pretty sure this is it.
But I do like, we get, there's some redemption coming up, Jeff.
Yeah, we get a Hogwarts Express.
We get a Lupin that has a proper head.
That's pretty good. And we get a motorized Hogwarts Express, which it's like, why does the other one exist?
Exactly. And we get them in some, they're wearing their civilian clothes.
Yeah, and that's nice. That's a nice little, when the Dementors attacked the train. Oh, people were upset.
So now, I know nothing about the whole train thing. Would the motorized one, would that be compatible with the rest of the Lego train stuff at that time period?
Yes, it would fit in with the Lego train stuff of that time period.
That's cool.
Wait, have we done trains yet? I feel like we haven't.
No, because I think it was one of those. It's one of those ones that's so almost daunting. There's the odd theme that we go, hey, we should do this, and then we both go, yeah, and then we go, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about that at all.
I feel like we would do it wrong.
Well, that's right. Exactly.
There's so many adult fans that really, really know more about trains than us.
Yeah, it's like the trained people and the not trained people.
Right.
And I don't want to step into that without really doing it properly.
I mean, I do have 2 Lego trains now.
Yeah.
Which means
You're turning into a train guy.
There's no way I'm not going to, because I am definitely looking for more already.
Yeah. I like watching train videos. Lego train videos, like they're amazing, and I love when you see them on display. I love them, but I just am kind of daunted by I know nothing about it.
I'm afraid my wife will end up leaving me, and the Lego trains will be the reason.
It's true. That's, I think, part of it too. Is like I don't want to like them too much, or I don't want to know too much about them, because then I'll really know enough it'll be dangerous.
I think that's it. I think
we need to do a trains episode.
Yeah, we do. Add it to the list.
Yeah.
So that was 2004.
Well, and then you concluded with the Hogwarts Express Super Pack for the motorized train.
Yes, you gotta have that.
You know, if you already weren't divorced at that point, Jeff,
Here's some train, here's
honey,
some track.
The box says Super Pack. How? How can you not?
I can't think of a reason.
Yeah, and then they go right on to Goblet of Fire, and I don't know. How do you feel about the Harry and escape from the mirror, rescue from the Mer people?
I mean, I love and again, this is the minifigs will set you free because look what we get here. You get
Robin. I mean, Harry in his...
he does have a Robin-y look for sure in
does.
his shorts. Yeah, he probably should have gone with long shorts instead of the Speedo.
And
but
Shark Man.
Right. Well, you got to have the Shark Man. I'm happy with that. And you get the unconscious Ron and Hermione.
Oh, yeah,
and that's, I mean, come on.
That's true.
And the mer person looks scary.
Yes, definitely. That face that's got pure evil on it.
So I would give the and an octopus. So I'd give the minifigures and creatures in this an A+.
I do like the octopus.
And then it also has a build. That's how I would rate it.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
a set
so.
I would buy. I would put the minifigures together and I would put the rest of the pieces somewhere else.
You get a little boat.
Right? Yeah.
They've almost hidden on that. Yeah, I feel the same way. I like the mer person. That is pretty cool.
Why is there a scorpion under the water?
Because that's where scorpions live, right?
Okay.
If we continue to believe that scorpions live underwater, Jeff, we don't have to be afraid of them.
But I think that's the low point of 2005, and it just gets better from there.
Yeah, as they continue the Goblet of Fire, you get the Graveyard Duel, which it's not coherent, but it's got lots of bits.
It's pretty good. I like it looks like a graveyard.
I'd like to see this outside of the marketing material. Like the marketing material is so evocative on this one.
I don't know. You get different crypts. You get different headstones. You get Peter Pettigrew with one silver hand.
This is a good little Halloween set, just in general as a Lego graveyard.
Yeah, this could be it would be a decent Monster Fighter set.
And at 548 pieces, there's a few bits there.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that one.
Then they went back. They thought, you know what, we haven't done a dragon, so let's do.
There's a lot to like on
dragon.
this one.
Yeah,
In that the dragon looks awesome.
the dragon's head looks awesome,
And it snots fire. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but the whole back end of the dragon is weird to me. It's got those dinosaur legs.
That's probably a big chunk of it, yeah. The wings look nice.
Yeah, the wings are cool.
It's got the bananas as claws.
And
that's pretty nice. Recolored bananas.
Harry's got the what is that? The snitch?
That's the dragon egg, the golden egg that he had to get.
Ah, right.
You got judges falling off the table.
Yeah, does that thing tilt? There's all kinds of motion happening in their marketing.
It certainly looks like it's tilting. Oh, probably as the dragon pulls.
Oh, and you get Mad Eye Moody. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you need a Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah.
The other thing to notice is, hey, you notice what happened here in 2005? We've gotten racial. The minifigures are not yellow anymore.
Oh,
This is the great switch.
This is the.
It happened in even the mer people. Yeah, that's right.
That's funny. Yeah, I did not even think about that.
Oh, you know what? We really missed it. Hogwarts Express. They were also. Wow, how did we miss that? We did a whole episode on the fact they did this.
Yeah.
The castle. It happened in 2004.
Right, there it is.
Going back to see the last yellow set.
No, it's a ways back.
Oh wow, we really blew that one.
Now, was this one of those ones that, like Draco's encounter with Buckbeak, he's yellow, and then Harry is yellow, and then they were like, well, we're transitioning Snape, but so far he's only glow in the dark with the Marauders map.
Draco is flesh toned in his encounter with Buckbeak.
Is he? He looks yellow.
It's just against that green background, he looks yellow.
He looks super.
Look at the hand under the cape.
That looks super yellow.
You're wrong.
And Harry in the next one, in the Marauders map, he looks super yellow too.
No, in Nocturne, and when they changed the boxes over, so 2003.
Because this one
were
looks,
our last yellows.
Okay, Lupin looks really So yeah, after they ended Chamber of Secrets, they shifted over. So Azkaban and on. Wow, I totally didn't even notice that.
Totally didn't miss it. It's how normal licensed minifigures in flesh tones look nowadays.
So after you get your Mad Eye Moody, you get the Horntail, and then we get the Durmstrang ship, which it's a kind of a cool little ship. I don't know how much of a build that is.
I like the hats that Crumb and Karkaroff are wearing.
Those are cool. Yeah, it's kind of a cool ship. And how big was that? That's actually larger than I thought it was.
The hull looks really simple, but does
it say 50 centimeters tall?
Check my eyesight. I
can't even tell.
53 centimeters tall.
That's tall.
63 centimeters tall?
It's like 1.5 feet tall.
Yeah, it's got a big center mast.
Wow. See, and I guess at 550 pieces, it looks like a couple of big pieces that have just been clipped together, but there's a lot going on there.
For sure. And I'm guessing it didn't sell that great because they also did one with bonus minifigures. Oh, it was exclusive to Target in the US. And at least it's a different set because they kind of play the greatest hits after that. Because we got a Hogwarts Castle.
Well,
pretty nice.
They took 2 years off.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Between the movies.
Yeah. And I'm assuming at this point now they're more on track financially by 2007.
Yeah, they're feeling good again.
They've got a new CEO. They've outsourced all their manufacturing. They've started recovering at this point.
Yeah, I could explain why 2005, right before the recovery, they really only had 4 sets in Harry Potter. And then in 2007, they really only have the 1 set. But if you're only going to do 1 set, do a almost 1,000-piece castle, 943-piece castle.
Which is bananas because it almost doesn't look like it when you look at it.
There's a lot of big pieces in this.
What do you call those carriage horses?
They were nightmares.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Those are kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the skeleton. Yeah, I feel like those came from the Knights sets. And they recolored them. Didn't they have skeleton horses?
I don't remember.
We had 2 episodes on them.
It's so much. There's so much Lego jammed in my head.
I have to. My oldest son often reminds me of things we talked about and said.
Which is great.
Yes,
He's young and has a memory.
Exactly.
I have grocery lists and mortgage payments in my head. That's all there is.
Absolutely. And even with the list, I still don't get all the groceries. Yeah. Being old is fun. Hey, for those of you that are young and listening to this.
Yeah, just keep building.
Yeah. Take advantage while you can.
And you got some more owls.
Yeah, you got to have owls.
You got a bunch of people. I don't know. Once you take away the people and the owls, it's still kind of a cool little build. I mean, to me, it's not Hogwarts Castle. Like, I don't feel like this is a castle. I feel like it's a nice house.
It's the best they've done thus far.
It is, yes.
We got to give it that.
And then you get a few smaller ones if you wanted another weird looking Dobby.
In 3 years, you get some smaller ones.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's between 2005 and 2010, in that 5-year gap, you get one set. One set. Now, I guess good question to ask is, when did Alice Finch do her Hogwarts? I don't remember what year that was.
It's a good question. I don't know what year it first came out as well.
Go look that up and write it in the comments. Somebody.
Yes.
I can't remember what year she did that.
But it is tough because that exists in the world.
Well,
so every Hogwarts castle you'll ever see.
That's exactly it.
LEGO cannot produce a set.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you look at that and it's just your brain melts.
You're like, look, it's the movie.
Yeah, and then you look at even 5378 Hogwarts Castle and you go, well, it's a building. I mean,
that does ruin everything.
It does ruin it, and that's in my head. I'm like, man, yeah, it's hard to see it, Jeff. I just don't see it. Yeah. So then 2010, you get a bunch of tiny ones,
and in 2010 they can finally do printing on weird shaped heads. So Dobby looks less like a weird alien and more like a house elf.
Well, less like a weird alien and more like a slightly less weird alien.
Right.
And his sock, he's got a proper sock this time.
I mean, still nobody's wearing a sock. Yeah, I think it should be pants.
Dude, underneath the bricks, there's socks.
Why? There's a hollow there. What are they putting the sock on?
There's no. What kind of?
On the bottom of their feet. It's hollow.
No, Jeff, they have socks.
I disagree.
You have to use your imagination. Just close your eyes.
You're telling me to imagine something that's just not there. Kind of like...
You're going to tell me next they don't have hearts, Jeff.
Well...
See, no, too far. Too far. They have socks.
We get really existential. It all started with a sock. I feel like the Quidditch match in 2010, set 4737, it looks like a Quidditch match now.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hoops are, I think they were like just gray before. So now you got some yellowy golden hoops and it looks more official.
And I like that they give you catapults to fling the bludgers at everybody.
That read your siblings.
Yeah.
Hey, come here.
And a trophy. You got to have something to play for, right?
That's exactly it. Yeah, and you get Madam Hooch. So it's got a lot of stuff. I like, again, they're loading up every one of these sets with like, here's another character. Here's a little thing. It's good. You get another version of Hagrid's hut and another version of a spider.
Both of which are huge improvements over the previous.
Well, one now has swords for legs, which I think looks actually way better. I like the back on that spider.
Yes.
It does look disgusting and hairy.
It looks spidery.
You get some mushrooms and stuff growing outside of Hagrid's hut.
His hut looks more like a home, even though the roof is very similar.
Still about to take off.
You're just not feeling his hut, are you?
I'm not feeling his hut. No, that roof, I don't like the roof at all. It totally looks like, again, they're Star Wars leftovers that just found its way into this or something. It just seems, what?
There is a light brick in this set. That's a thing.
Where is it?
That's gotta be inside, right?
I don't know.
My guess is you press down on the chimney and you get a light in the fireplace. That's my guess.
Maybe. And Hagrid still, he's got those weird anemic arms, and he just looks not Hagridy enough for me.
Just doesn't work for you, eh?
It doesn't work for me. But it's cool. It's a nice little build.
It's a nice little build.
But it's not as nice as the next 2010. They're still they're finding an interesting path, like the Burrow, which to me almost feels like it's not even a Harry Potter set. Like it's a cool, I like this
It's
style
a cool
of
set for sure.
I would build this just as a building. It's a cool little building.
Yeah, and I mean, again, they're going to get you on the minifigure assortment. There is a nice little grouping here with Arthur Weasley and Molly Weasley. The Molly with her
What is that? The baking smock?
yeah, I was trying to come up with a term for that.
And Bellatrix Lestrange. That's great.
There's not enough.
Greyback. It's, yeah.
I was going to say there's not enough Helena Bonham Carter.
No.
But she was also in the Western one, Hi Ho Silver, Lone Ranger. She was also in Lone Ranger. So maybe there's too much.
But yeah, no, that Burrow is a cool. I don't know what the back side looks like, but it's cute. But it doesn't even feel like a Harry Potter build in many ways. But I guess that makes sense because it's not in the wizarding world as much. It's a different tone. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we also take a moment to mention how the owls have gotten better as we look at the Hogwarts Express 4841?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, the Burrow, that one. I don't know, back on the Hagrid's Hut has some birds on top, but they don't, I don't know if they're for show. But yeah, the later ones, they definitely look better, the printed owls.
Way better.
Like that actually feels like you can't compare. You can't go back.
They look like owls instead of...
And that's the problem, is the expectation now, right?
Right.
Is I think it's so hard to look back at those old sets, and it just they look clumsy compared to the elegance of the newer stuff.
For sure. There's more of a, I don't want to call it a realism because Lego flirts with realism, but it's a distinct Lego style.
Yeah.
Right. In a lot of ways, the Ford Anglia,
whatever it is,
it looks less like the real Ford now in this set, but looks more like a Lego version of it than the previous version of it. Does that make sense?
I can see that.
Yeah. The Lego aesthetic is important.
Anglia. Yeah, no, that's what
Anglia.
it is. Ford Anglia.
And then, hey, if you're going to wait a while before having another castle, what do you think of this one? How's this one rank?
I like that it's got they tried to add a lot more detail to it. It's kind of cool. I mean, even just as a castle-y thing, I kind of like it. Like, again, a lot of this stuff to me feels, I don't think of it as being Harry Potter. I just think of it as a castle-y thing. Is it a good one? I think it's all right.
Coloration's right.
Yeah.
The Great Hall looks great, y'all. Thought if it would rhyme, it would have more weight, and it didn't.
No.
It was not worth it.
But it's not Alice Finch.
Right. And again, you can't compare it to that. But as a Lego Harry Potter castle...
Like, take a look at this picture, Jeff. I'm just going to show a picture.
You're showing me Alice Finch's.
See,
yeah.
That's in my head. That's in my head.
Yeah,
and then I look at Hogwarts Castle and I go, oh, wow, that's...
The number of parts in this entire set at 1,290 is not one of the roof structures of one of the towers of her set.
I know. It's totally unfair of me. I think it's representative. I think they capture... There's enough doors, enough areas, enough thing... Like, you can play. And there's a lot of minifigures in that.
A lot of minifigures in that.
And, again, at, what was it, 130 US? Wow, the dollar was not good. 175 Canadian.
Yeah, 2010 was not a good time for the Canadian dollar.
So at that, with, 1,200 parts, that's somebody who's having a pretty good Christmas.
It was not me.
No, it was me.
It's not me.
But everything's in there.
Yeah, I like a lot of what they did. And then 2011... This is the final year of the first run of Harry Potter. And they're like, hey, let's finally do a tree, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think they went back to basics.
The Forbidden Forest, I mean, this is a modern $12 set.
Yeah.
Right? 64 pieces with 4 minifigures.
Well, they've got I don't know what this tree does. There's a Technic piece there. I'm not sure what the tree is attempting to do.
It might fall over.
Maybe. I could see that. I could see the tree tipping.
I don't know. It's again, yeah. Hagrid, he does always look like he's shrugging.
Yeah. No, those arms don't look right. I like the worried look on his face. And Harry looks very determined, and I don't know. You get Narcissa Malfoy. You get into Voldemort. That Voldemort's looking good. Those hollow eyes, very serpentine.
And his nose just mocking the rest of the minifigs.
Yeah. Cute little, following that up. So that was Deathly Hallows. And then you go and you get some Azkaban. So you get the night bus.
I feel like they finally got it.
That's kind of cute.
The scale looks better.
Yeah, it does look better. Yeah, no, I like this one a little bit more. I don't know why. Again, even just as a build, I think it's just, maybe it's the front. Is there more detail? I don't know.
Shrunken head. That's important.
That is important in a bus. I like to see that in a bus. They give you a little bit more of Hogwarts. I don't know. That year, I guess it was the Deathly Hallows and Azkaban. I don't know what year no, I don't know.
2011 was the final movie that came out.
It's funny that, the night bus. Oh, I guess because it was originally a Prisoner of Azkaban thing, but it comes back. Right. Yeah, in the final movie. So you got Hogwarts. I don't know what that's just what exactly is going on in this one.
It's like the front gate of Hogwarts where they've got that sort of bridge. I think because that bridgey structure plays a portion of the movie.
Yeah.
They're like, let's reference it again.
I guess so. And it seems like a lot of it's 466 pieces. Though. It's a lot of minifigures.
And it's got Technic pins. I have a feeling this Hogwarts connects to Hogwarts Castle.
Ah.
Right.
And you get Goyle, you get Lupin, you get Sprout.
Yeah.
So you get some cool characters.
Yeah, so this would be like connecting to the sort of...
Oh, connects with 48421.
Yeah.
The
hall there.
Yes. Oh, so there you go. And that actually, maybe,
that's everything you're missing?
That it helps. For sure. Although it adds another 50 US, 65 Canadian. So, it
gets up there.
It gets up there. And that's interesting. So they met their price point on the big set. And then, but for those of you who weren't happy, then they have a little add-on.
Yeah, I think at this point they realize they're grown-ups.
Yeah.
Right? By 2011, the grown-ups are winning. And I think having Diagon Alley as a direct-to-consumer set...
I think that's the thing that's
sort of shows
winning in 2011, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This is a stellar set.
And you get all the highlights. You get Ollivanders. You get a nice outside of Gringotts.
This feels like it has the details and it kind of captures the old architectural feel of what Harry Potter had. It really nails it look-wise.
Yeah, I don't know that there would be a lot of children that had that set.
Not at 2,000 pieces and...
Only $200 Canadian.
Yeah.
That's only 25% more than the American price.
Man.
Of $149.99.
But it's a lovely set.
It's a lovely set.
Put an owl on it because the owls look good this time.
I mean, you get 4 owls.
Yeah. And Hagrid's head floats.
Important
to have a floating head. Why is his head floating?
Trying to figure that out, and I have nothing.
Is he using the cloak of invisibility? Why would he be doing that? I don't know. Or is this marketing image a weird one?
No, there's got to be a reason. There's got to be a reason. I just don't know if we're smart enough to know what that reason is.
I think for both of us, though, that's our favorite.
Oh, for sure. If I could have any Harry Potter set, it would be that one. But I don't. I don't have it. And there is a Hagrid in it, because the other images of it has Hagrid. Yeah, so they just messed it up.
It's a floating head. He's somewhere. He's in there. Yeah,
somebody didn't quite get the marketing image.
So it's
there's a Lucius Malfoy as well. So his hair is just floating there in that image as well.
That's funny. Oh, yeah. There you go. Weird.
So LEGO didn't fix all of their problems by this time.
And then outside of...
we mentioned we don't have that set, and we really wish we had that set.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it's a nice way to kind of come to a conclusion on this one. Outside of a couple of the mini building sets, I mean, it's the beautiful cap. Until now.
Yeah, and so that's what sent us down this road, was the New York Toy Fair announcement, which people have been hearing about for a while. It's back, and they started previewing the Great Hall set 75954, and it's gorgeous.
It is.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I like all the what I guess you call the spires or some of the pokey bits on the side. It's got like very churchy looking details.
It looks like a castle that stood there for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
teaching children.
Exactly. Hagrid looks like he's no longer just worried. He looks strong. He looks healthy. He looks like he's never been in better health before.
Yeah, and that's nice, isn't it? He's not floating there too, and I think that's a real bonus.
It looks like there's a lot crammed into this thing, but it still looks, it's not just empty. There's not just emptiness. There's a lot of play in here. Those banners look great. You can have everybody fighting in the hall.
For sure. They kind of kill it.
Yeah, there's just
kind of kill it.
Detail upon detail. Like they nail in everything, the idea of those tiny little details, but this one packs so many of them in that it it's a winner. And that many minifigures too. Like, how many minifigures is there in this thing? A lot.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Some interesting choices. Susan Bones. Yeah, need to have her. The thing that most excites me, though, is the Technic pins.
Yes.
Because the direct-to-consumer castle, it's if that's the Great Hall that attaches to it, it's going to be very, very exciting to see what LEGO is going to make the rest of the castle look like.
Yeah. And this comes in about $100 US, 130 Canadian.
It's a nice price.
So I can't imagine also what the remainder of it's going to be.
It's going to probably be not a nice price.
No, but it'll look amazing.
It's they seem to have figured out that you want that. You want to have that big price point that's followed by the even bigger price point.
Yeah. So this one, it said it measures 37 centimeters high and 17 wide and 30 centimeters deep.
What's that in knot metric for our American listeners?
That'd be 14, just over a foot high, 14 inches high, 6 wide, and 11 deep. So a foot by a foot and a bit by half a foot. So it's a shoebox. Really.
Right, to be bolted onto a giant castle.
Yeah, but the amount of stuff they're cramming into this little shoebox, like it looks bigger than it because there's so many details. Looks good. I like it.
Yeah, especially the Great Hall. From the outside, it feels like the Great Hall. And even with all the little rocky bits around it, it's as close as we're going to get to an Alice Finch style castle, Hogwarts Castle.
I think so. This is the closest tip that we'll get to that. And I feel like it's nice to see them come back to a theme at a time when they're not in financial distress.
Yes.
As a company, because I think they're nailing it. And it's really apparent.
For sure. And I think it's also nice for them to come back to Harry Potter and not just do the new movies.
Yeah.
It's almost like somebody said, hey, when we do Star Wars sets, we don't just do the new Star Wars.
Right.
We do all of the Star Wars. We can put out 25 Millennium Falcons. So why not have 25 different Hogwarts castles?
Well, and in 2018, if you think about it being 7 years from one, and then really from the start of the theme, it's 17 years from the start of Harry Potter as a theme. 70. I mean, there's kids that are now grew up past it and have clearly missed it the first time around. So they really do have to go back and make this stuff available so you can get all those figurines and you can get all that play and all the bits that you look back and go, I wish I'd been alive then.
Yes.
It's bananas that it's been that long. So I think they had to do it, and it's a great start, and I'm excited to see what the other sets are going to be that they add on to that.
If I have one complaint about this,
of course you do.
Where am I going to display all this stuff?
One? Well, this is the problem. Yeah. No.
I want the big castle so bad, and I want to bolt this Great Hall onto it.
Yeah.
It's just, that's a lot of physical space.
It is. You need a small table for it.
Right. It won't fit in with my city stuff. It won't fit in with my hero stuff.
No.
So, but I also know my impulse control is going to be low on this.
This feels like something you could put in the living room as a centerpiece. I
could if, again, I was totally fine with not being married.
With divorce, yeah.
Yeah.
It's elegant and classy looking. How could...
And my wife loves Harry Potter. And I know that
I could see this coming out easier than the superhero stuff.
It's all relative. Easier is all
people
relative.
come over and they go, oh my gosh, that's a Harry Potter. Like, people would be excited about it because everybody loves Harry Potter.
Right. So we'll make it a feature.
Yeah, it's a feature of the house.
Yeah, it could live on the island in the kitchen, right?
I think it has to.
It could live on the dining room table.
Absolutely.
It's like a centerpiece.
Why do people have dining tables, Jeff, to put Lego structures on?
I've been thinking about this all backwards.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure my wife will listen to this podcast, and if she doesn't say I can't do it, clearly that means I can. I like it.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Done. Well, if you've got some dream sets that you would like to see them come up with for the next little bit here with Harry Potter, let us know over at breakingdads.com.
Breakingdads.com?
Breakingdads.com. And go yell at Jeff over on Twitter.
I'm at Still Sorting.
You are. Until next time, I've been James.
And I'm still Jeff.